just love working in restaurants. Probably the best bit is we get our hands on unique, super high quality Aussie produce, things that you can't normally get at home. Right at the top of that list is exotic gourmet mushies. They bring texture and flavour and colour and verve to a plate. Good news is, right across Australia at gourmet farmers markets, this quality of product is now available. I'm at Swan Valley Gourmet Fungi. This place grows some of what I think are the best mushrooms in the country. This husband and wife team are responsible for these exotic beauties, and David's going to show me how he makes them so darn delicious. Tell me a little bit about your love of mushies.
Well, my love of mushies started back in uni, I guess. Back in the day, we did a camp down near Balingup, and we went walking through the forest one day, and we found about 22 species of fungi just in the forest.
Wow.
Sort of pricked a little bit of an interest, and then towards the end of uni, a friend of mine asked me if I was interested in going into business growing mushrooms. And once I started, I couldn't stop. They sort of took over, and here I am today, 15 years later, producing about 8 different varieties.
Mate, it's quite a process really, isn't it?
It is. It starts in the laboratory. We've got a pure cultures. It's called a culture library, and they're known fruiting cultures, so we use a little bit of each culture. We inoculate that into some sterilised grain. The grain is then used as a vehicle to inoculate the substrate, which is, depending on the species, it can be straw or blue gum sawdust. They then sit in this room for 3 to 4 weeks. They go from this room into the fruiting room, where you get a drop in temperature, an increase in light and an increase in fresh air, and that's what triggers them to fruit.
Mate, we are in mushroom heaven. From a flavour profile point of view, is there a significant difference across the varieties?
There is. The oysters, these are quite a mild, sort of soft flavoured mushroom. The coloured ones definitely have more flavour. The pink and the yellow ones are really quite a strong flavour. And then you move into the shiitakes, really earthy, meaty texture. The king oysters, which is my favourite, cross between chicken and fish when you eat them. They're really good.
They really are a great meat substitute, aren't they, those king oysters?
That's right, yeah. Put them on a skewer with cherry tomatoes, a bit of a halloumi, barbecue them, and a little bit of butter and some garlic on the top. It's fantastic.
At the farmers market, do you sell anything for people to take home?
We sell the fresh mushrooms, but we also sell a little grow pack like this.
Oh, right.
So people can take them home and grow their own. We do 3 or 4 different species depending on the time of the year.
There's a pretty cool story about these lion's mane mushies. Apparently the story goes that they were reserved for the Japanese emperors, and any peasants that found these mushies in the forest were obliged to present it to the emperor as a gift. It is said the mushrooms made them sharp as steel and strong as oxes. Each mushroom really is packed full of the good gear. There's vitamin B and B12, niacin, folate, there's essential minerals, they're low in carbs, salt and fat, really is a true superfood. Gourmet mushies from local farmers markets mean 2 things. Means they're local and means they're fresh, and that's always going to give a much better dining experience. A bloke that knows a lot about good dining experiences, of course, is Russell. He's in the kitchen and he's got a recipe to show you on how to cook these bad boys up.